Welcome everybody to another episode of the He's on Fire podcast. Running a SUNS Talk segment today. Thank you for joining. Like and subscribe to the He's on Fire channel, and check us out on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, check out the Arizona Sports Underground. If you are an Arizona sports fan, Phoenix Suns, Diamondbacks, or Arizona Cardinals, please check out the Arizona Sports Underground channel and find all your content there, filled with other great creators and stuff. A lot of Sun stuff has happened in the last week and a half. All of us have been busy. I had about 45 minutes to kill today after this putrid weather that's been going on the last week or so. So I can definitely break down some of the stuff for you today. But if you want a more in-depth conversation, I was just informed by John Voida from the Suns Jam Session that I will be on the show tonight. So we're going to be talking about just about everything that we're going to today, but a lot more in-depth in the Suns Jam Session a little later tonight. So check me out there. So there's already some people in here. What is going on, Westfield? Yes, I'm early, man. I had a few minutes to kill, so I might as well get the Suns content out. And what's going on, P Dog? You said so pumped about Bull acquisition. Somewhat makes up that stupid 2019 draft blunder Jones made with Ty Jerome. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest fumble was the Halliburton thing, but I digress. So let's break down everything that's happened in the last few days. It's We are going to be paying a tribute to the great campaign. Campaign was part of a pivotal time in Phoenix Suns history. He was a big part in not only our bubble run from then to now. He's implemented himself into not only a established NBA player. He became pretty hated, like in the masses between LA fans, New Orleans fans, kind of any fan base you could think of where campaign actually tear their teams apart. Campaign, we rolled the dice out on him, and he took full advantage of the opportunity he was given. He went from being in Shanghai to coming here, and him being a staple of this team was very nice to see. And yeah, it didn't go exactly the way that we planned on going. We were thinking at one point campaign replacing Chris Paul because he was playing that good for a while, but health gets in the way, and the team isn't going to wait on one player. So campaign, if you're watching this, all of Phoenix appreciates you, and we will forever cheer you on, along with Torrey Craig and Javon Carter, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, just about everybody that's been with the Suns from 2020 to now. All these guys are great characters and stuff. And campaign, thank you for putting up with not only crazy Suns fans, but I know you loved it here too, and we'll love to have you back down the line. But shout out to campaign. P Dog, the Halliburton was 2020, bro. We chose. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Halliburton fumble was crazy, man. Yeah, James Jones isn't the best when it comes to drafting, but we're gonna talk about one of the summer league games and stuff. But first, because of this whole campaign transaction, we sent campaign to San Antonio. We acquired not only I think 2 or 3 picks, but we got Bull. We finally signed him to a 1-year guaranteed deal. My thoughts on Bull, I like him. He is a very weird build. He's a player that just doesn't make sense. It's like when you look at Wemby, or like even when Kevin Durant hit the scenes, just the build, the way that they move, the way that they dribble, the way that they shoot. They shouldn't be able to do as much as they do. And just Bull just hasn't hit his possible potential. He can possibly do it here. In Denver, they just didn't have the time to be rolling him out there and stuff. I did like the times that I did see him on the floor. He just moves really well. And then with Orlando, dealing with injuries and stuff, and they're trying to rebuild and bring in a bunch of players and stuff. So he never was fully implemented into Orlando's system. And I just don't think he's been given a fair shake. And of course, he's been dealing with injuries and all that stuff. And there's been some off the court issues reported. I don't know the details on that. That's just some murmurs I've heard. But I think Bol Bol is a solid cat. I mean, it's a low risk, high reward sort of situation, which I like. Uh, Considering if it does pan out, it's going to be huge. Is he going to start? No. I'm still on the kid that Bates Diop sort of train, but with his acquisition, I have no issue with it. I know the downside with him is like he can't, guard the perimeter too well, but he's a pretty good rim protector, and he thinks he's Kevin Durant, like shooting wise, but he's just not there. But with him being with Kevin Durant, he might pick up a thing or two. He's a natural power forward. Orlando played him as center. I thought he was decent, but like I'm picking Wendell Carter over Bol Bol any day. And I think with here he can learn a lot, especially from Frank Vogel. Just learn how to play big. And I think he's going to be a cool piece going forward. And with him, with us giving him the guaranteed money, and I'm guessing there's a no trade clause sort of attached to it, just for his benefit. I think it's pretty cool. And yeah, he's a project guy, but he's been in the league. He's been in the Denver system. He's been in Orlando. He probably won't have a lot of playing time here, but if he can learn from Kevin Durant and the other big guys here and under Frank Vogel's system, I think he can flourish. And if we have him in the long term and he keeps on progressing, I mean, that's huge. So, um, my thoughts on Bobo, I think he's good for us for right now. New recent development, Matt Ishiba was on 98.7 today. Not only did he confirm that like he's doing the G League team for us, which fucking dub. Then two, he also said that he likes where the roster is at currently, and he's probably not going to be shuffling the board anymore. Um, we've been so busy this offseason. It felt like we've been done like three or four times, but we keep on making additions and stuff. We do have the two TPEs available. We'll talk about that a little later. I don't think we're going to be able to use them in a sense. There might be an opportunity that presents itself later down in the season, but Matt is just a walking done, man. I mean, holy shit. Uh, and then the other thing too was like now Arizona residents can watch Suns games for fucking free. So hopefully they figure out some app system where it comes in clear. We still get national coverage, stuff like that. So I really can't wait for that. And then he put in a bid and won for the WNBA All Star game for next year too. So he's busy, man. He does not stop. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Bobo. I mean, I don't hate it, but I wish we would have got a player from for campaign. But with us having the two roster spots open, technically, I mean, I'm cool with with the outcome, with us getting some picks that we can use later. Um, from Gabo, how many times do you see DA playing for with rotations throughout this season? Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about some DeAndre Ayton in a couple minutes. Hang on, let's see the next topic here. Okay, so Tamani Kamara in the summer league. The summer league just wrapped up for the Suns. Obviously, as a team, they didn't necessarily play really good, even though they had like a half. They were winning in like every half. I'm pretty sure, but then they like blew it in the third quarter and played catch up in the fourth. Sounds like the Suns in 2019. So, Tamani Kamara was very impressive. As as impressive as you can get with a late second round pick. He looked comfortable. He was always busy. He was cutting a lot. He was slipping screens, and he just looked there. And if we can develop a 3-point shot with this guy, I think he only shot like 26% from three. If we can develop some sort of three chemistry with him, that's going to be huge, and that will show how long he can be in the league. But I really like what I saw from him. I also liked Jameson. He was a fucking unit, like Ben Wallace build, but he doesn't know like how to like move his body the same way as Ben Wallace. He was just a huge dude. And then Jordan Usher, he was a really good uh, uh, guy too. He didn't play the first game, I don't believe, but yeah, Jordan Usher, he came in, he made a statement, and he did what he was supposed to do. So I really liked him, and Hunter Hale as well. Yeah, those four guys is what kind of caught my eye. And if we give two-way contracts to, one of those or two of those four guys, I'm more than happy with that. And I think they showed some pretty cool upside. So, and they were letting it rain too. And at points, they did look pretty cohesive and NBA ready. So, but Kamara, he was great, man. And I couldn't be any more happier with that. All right. From P Dog, defended his ass for the longest, but saw the piss poor playoff run and quitted him. Uh, yeah. Uh, so getting into the DeAndre Ayton thing, we are down to two original players from the finals round, Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. Everybody's gone now, and nothing hurts me more than just that thought alone because I don't think anybody could it like okay. Let me rephrase this. No, like nobody wanted that finals team to win more than I did. Just everybody was on that team was so likable, so impactful, and it just seemed like the perfect team to win a ring. And it just didn't happen. And we tried shuffling the board, and just nothing came out of it until now. We flipped multiple players to get to where we are now. And I really like this current roster and stuff, and the vibes and stuff like that. And I just hope everybody buys in into whatever system is implemented uh, this season because it's championship or bust at this point. It's like Devin Booker entering into his prime. We have Kevin Durant on the back end of his career, still wanting to make a statement. We have Bradley Beal that hasn't played in impactful basketball since like 2016. And we have all these guys on like prove it deals in a sense. And then Eric Gordon, a guy that's been in the league for fucking forever, and he still doesn't have a ring, but he can easily be a fucking vital piece for a championship team. So they're this team, I really like the balance of it. I really like the length. We're a huge fucking team. And the recipe is like have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense, and you go from there. I think we'll be top five in offense, and hopefully we're somewhere in the weeds in the top 10 in defense. And if those two things are implemented, I really like our chances because I just don't see anybody matching the same scoring punch as we do. And people can talk about Denver as they want when it comes to their defense, even though they were ranked 15th, we were ranked ninth. Uh, that their deep bench, it only went to like Christian Brown. So it was Bruce Brown, and then Christian Brown, and then they want to throw Jeff Green in there. He really wasn't that impactful, but they only went about 7, 8 deep. And like I'm liking our bench a lot more. I'm liking our starting five a lot more. And I'm not gunning for one team. The Nuggets won. Good for them. I'm just worried about getting to a conference final, getting to a final, and just playing the person that's ahead of you. So, I think that bit us in the ass in that Dallas year. We constructed the team to beat Milwaukee, and I feel like that team would have beat Milwaukee, but we just had no scoring punch to match with what Dallas was able to do to us. So, what is going on, Classy Nasty? And Fallen Founder, what is going on, dude? I missed my favorites and worry the new faces won't be here long. And as long as we win, yeah, I mean, the ring is what matters at the end of the day. If they make a statement, we're going to remember their names forever, and we're going to be able to name them off for it. But no one's going to forget the 2021 team. We're just not. I mean, I can list them all right now, but I'm not going to for time purposes. But let's get into DeAndre Ayton. We're like I said before, we're down to two original players from that finals run: Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. Fast forward to now, where does DeAndre Ayton fit on this team? And with Matt Ishaba saying what he said on 98.7 today, that there's going to be no more, like in his opinion, there isn't going to be in any more sort of movement around the roster. Is a nice sound to hear from him. DeAndre Ayton, I feel like at this point it's make or break for him, and I think he has a lot to prove. A lot of people are talking crazy about him. I would take DA at his peak over Bam at his peak, and a lot of these other centers. I think DeAndre Ayton can be a top three center. He was for a certain point, in my opinion. He could definitely get back to that, but if it doesn't happen in this Vogel system with him playing great rim protection defense, DeAndre Ayton's passing is pretty good, but like it could definitely be a lot better. And I just think there's so many things that DeAndre can do to tweak his game to where he's going to be looked at in a different light, in a positive light, I should say, because people calling him like a bum this, bum that. I think DeAndre Ayton is a really, really uniquely built center that can be utilized just with every team in the league, just with his offensive package. And for the couple years on defense with DeAndre Ayton when he was good, I mean, him and Jay Crowder were like contesters, man. So with DeAndre Ayton, like my expectations with him and what I would like to see is, of course, being an anchor on defense and being offensively coherent. I want him to, snatch the board, to do this, do that, and there's going to be a game plan for DeAndre Ayton, and I just hope DA takes advantage of that because he's on thin ice. With DeAndre Ayton, the things I want to see implemented within using him is just be that defensive anchor. Just like I just want him to play his game and him not be that prima donna that everybody thinks he is. Like I just think he's a lot better than that, and I don't think that's his personality. I know he wants to touch us, but at this very point, like DeAndre Ayton needs to implement himself as one of those centers that you don't want to fuck with. So Fallen Founder said, random Ayton topic, is this the best bench for him to practice against and he has ever had? Let me think about that. Yeah, I would say so. This bench is big as shit, and I think he can learn a lot from guys like Drew Eubanks that just go up regardless of who's like in front of him. Metu as well. I mean, could show him some up and under moves. Like he just has to want it at the end of the day. We can't force that in him. And what P Doc says right here, the ball handling too. Like what I really want to see is we're probably not going to see it. I sort of like the center snatching the board, clearing out, and then pushing the ball up the court a bit and having the rest of the guards and forwards like get set. I think that's pretty fucking scary, and that's what Denver does. That's what the Sixers do. That's what Milwaukee does. And I think it's pretty effective. And because the center's still back there, and then best case scenario for you being on offense as the center is he brings the ball up, the center is all the way out, and that leaves the whole paint inside the arc, just open for backdoor cuts and all that stuff, and entry passes and all that stuff. And I would honestly love to see Da bring the ball up the court comfortably, distribute, and then do whatever else that we need him to do. The Da fatigue, yeah, the 25-game suspension was shitty, and like, yeah, it was pity, yeah, pity for sure. But what this bench, I think Da can learn a lot and really implement himself into a more likable sort of role. It's make or break for him this year, and if he wants out of Phoenix, he needs to play good. So, like, his no trade clause is over with. The Suns could kind of wheel and deal him if they wanted to, and they could definitely make some noise around the trade deadline. But if Da wants out, or he just wants to make a name for himself and continue to earn contracts for his a little boy and for his family, like he needs to play well. And like with this role going forward, it's going to be, of course, dumbed down. But if he can flourish in that, it's just building from there. So I'm just hoping the best for DeAndre Ayton. So my last final topic before I get out of here is the two uh, the two trade exceptions that we have currently. We got one through the Darius Saric trade, and then we have one with the campaign one. I don't know if we have to use both by the end of the year, but I know we have to at least use one. Um, I don't think we're going to use it, but I did throw it on Twitter because I've been seeing some Kelly Oubre sort of talk and stuff, and I put on Twitter, would you use one of those spots for Kelly Oubre? If 550 people actually voted on it, and 60% said yes, 40% said no. Um, with Kelly Oubre, of course, I would love to have him back for Phoenix, but we kicked him to the curb. He said a lot of shit leaving. We used him for promotional stuff for the Valley jerseys, and we just fucking traded him. And I just don't see him being back, but I mostly threw this out for one. I know we can't use one of those spots on Kelly Oubre. He's an unrestricted free agent, and it'll only work if he was to take the minimum. And Kelly Oubre just hasn't made enough money, in my opinion, to be for him to be okay with taking the minimum for a year. But besides the point, I just more threw that out there just to see the perspective of what Suns fans think that we sort of need. Is like, I think we're still on the ropes about getting another guard or a wing player. So I think the whole campaign thing is kind of being blown a little bit out of proportion. There isn't a lot of film about Jordan Goodwin, but I like what I saw and have seen. I think he's comfortable. I think he's a very smart point guard. Saban Lee, if he just learns how to finish consistently, he can definitely implement himself into some sort of offensive rotation. Uh, and then we're moving into the era of positionless basketball. Fucking dude, like most people put Steph Curry in the point guard position, but every graphic you see is him next to Kobe and Jordan in the shooting guard position. It's like Devin Booker, he could play the point guard effectively, I think. With the news coming out that Bradley Beal is probably going to do it, I actually like it a lot more because I like Devin Booker off the ball and for him to work. Bradley Beal taking over the Chris Paul mantle. Not only is he going to give us 20 and like 20 and 7, Devin Booker is going to put up his 30. Kevin Durant probably is 25 to 30. That's like 60, 70 points there. And then the double double that DeAndre Ayton puts up, fucking 10 and 10. And then with Kid Bates Diop a couple threes a game, we're already like up to 90. So I think I don't think we're going to make another big move. I don't think so. I think we may acquire one point guard or just another guard in general. just for death issues and for people to just shut the fuck up, or we like really target a guy that can really that we can really say that can be like the fifth starter on this team. I think just about everybody agrees that K-Base Diop is probably the move, and I'm on that boat as well. And I don't know if there's a guy out there that we can go after on a minimum that is willing to start and be effective in that starting position that can hit a couple of corner threes a game, has pretty good defense, good rotational player, all that. So, I Kelly Oubre might be that guy. He's coming off one of his better seasons in his career in Charlotte. I just don't see us getting him. Would I like him back? Absolutely. But I think that chapter has, uh, seized. So, yeah, if I have the option between Kelly Oubre and Ish Wainwright, I'm taking Kelly 100%. So that kind of wraps up everything I wanted to talk about today. Like I said before, if anybody came in late, I will be on the Suns Jam session tonight at 9 p.m. Valley time. I will be with John, and I will be subbing in for Matt Lissy. So everything that I talked about in this 30-minute sort of show, we'll be talking more in depth uh, on the Suns Jam session. So check me out there at 9 p.m. tonight. And check out the He's on Fire podcast. We hope to pump out another episode soon when all the guys are together. And then check out the Arizona Sports Underground YouTube and website. Everything Suns, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, and everything you could sort of think of. Follow me on Twitter at JJoyce. And yeah, man, go Suns. And I will be back here next week to break down more stuff. Take care, guys. Have a good night. And I'm going to try to see Oppenheimer. My fucking tickets got revoked at the IMAX Tempe. I'm really pissed about that, but I'm going to be seeing Barbie first anyway. But peace, everybody. Have a great week, and take care.